These neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck.
So as Memorial Day rolls around once again this year, we're all going to be engaging in a lot of fun summertime activities that include swimming, gardening, playing in the sandbox, and cooking that big feast on the grill. There's a couple parasites, however, that we want you to be aware of so you can stay free of infection as you enjoy these fun summertime activities.
Okay, so we're just at the start of the small intestine, and we can just about see, this is the first glimpse of one of the tapeworms. This worm is probably between 1 and 2 meters in length. You can see how closely the worm is associated with the intestine. We have the wall of the intestine closing in around the worm, so very tightly adhered to it. The segments themselves,
Symptoms disappear. If you are a swimmer, it's a good idea to shower or rinse off after using the pool or hot tub.
Hello, it's your pontiff, Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Howdy, Fikers. How are you today? Today is in Australia. It is Tuesday morning. It's Monday night in America. That's my big market. And guys, I want to hear the watch story, the wristwatch stories. It's not the flexing. By the way, guys, I'm wearing my Rolex Submariner. It's not the flexing. I want to hear the background story. The background story. That's the thing. I mean, I remember 2004. I was skinters. I had gone on a hedonistic, I had an orgy of an experience. I came back. I owed $100,000 on my American Express card. I sold everything off. I reduced it down to about 50. And man, I was fiked. Absolutely fiked. It was hedonistic adventure and hedonistic pleasures of the flesh. I had a Cartier Basculin steel. That's what I had. And to me, it never really worked that well. It was kind of a compromise to the Reverso. But that is life. We got to fight to move forward. Okie dokie. So that's the way it goes there. Let's open up the board. We'll open up the board. We'll see if anyone wants to come on the stream. I've got a few new crew. We've got some of the old crew want to come back. We'll just open the gates. We'll turn the switch. We'll see what it brings. By the way, guys, I've got this is the refrigerator. That is actually the second fridge. See, that's the Pride and Pinion fridge there. And I got the box on top. The box on top there. What else can I say? I'm actually having a pretty good situation there. Gentlemen's Hangout. Look at this. This is my friend JJ LeCoute. He says his Gentlemen's Hangout, $2. Be on in 10. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, JJ. He's a great guy. I love JJ. He's just a nice guy. He's worked hard. He's got some beautiful pieces. He's a clever man. Very, very clever guy. I like his collecting journey. Oh, man, he's got a 5960p. My God, that is like a grail. A super grail. Man, I totally get that. And, speaking of which, I'm supposed to take this one off. There we go. That's done. There we go. It's off. Happy anniversary. That's for Daniel. Daniel, yeah, that was for one show. That's that's the end of that one. Yeah, that was a good anniversary gift. Good anniversary gift. I got to tell you guys, it's the stories we have there. And I got to tell you, it's the people who, the biggest, if you were given everything in life, say you're given a lot of money. I don't know what it's like. I've never really been given that much. But you know what I mean? Like, you can have whatever you want. You don't have the struggle. You just don't feel, if you're given things, you don't appreciate it. You have to work for it to appreciate it. And it's like my box. I have wanted that box for years. I have wanted this box for years. I literally, I wish it was always too expensive. Always too expensive. It's we've got some more advertising space. There's opportunities available for any spot on the wall. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we do. I gotta tell you, you've gotta realize that a lot of these things here, it's hard. These watches are expensive. Things are dear. It's not always easy. It's not always easy being the cool guy, You gotta realize this, dudes. It's not always easy. It's not easy. Wings and watches, $5. Arch, wings and watches, $5. Arch, your Instagram, laugh out loud, priceless. Guys, I've been posting a few love letters. I'm actually thinking of publishing a book, 1,000 love letters that I've written over the years. And I've just put a few on my Instagram. If you want to check it out, it's Instagram. It's ArchieLuxury88. ArchieLuxury88. I tried to register ArchieLuxury, but someone had taken it. So I've got ArchieLuxury88. That's the Instagram page. Go and take a look. Please subscribe to it. What do? You I don't know. What do you follow? You follow in Instagram, don't you? It's social media shit. You know what I mean? Thank you, Wings and Watches. You find it humorous. That's great, man. Priceless. That's just, nothing wrong with that. Madman, $5. Here's to the son of the horological universe, the one and only AC3. Thank you so much. That's really nice. That's really nice. Thank you, Madman. Horological journeys. I've got to tell you, watches that meant a lot to me. We all let them go. I wish I could have that Cartier Tank Basculant back. That was years ago. And I got rid of it. As you do. I got rid of it. What relationships did I have with watches? I got to tell you, I loved Rolex. I had an 18238. That was my watch. This was when I was running my computer bit. Man, it feels like yesterday, but it was bloody 20 something years ago. And I got to tell you, I did enjoy the present. I had an 18238 factory. It was cream dial with factory diamonds. Factory diamond dial, cream dial. It was a nice piece. It was a nice piece. I never wore it enough. It was always my special watch. So I do regret not wearing it more, because I ended up selling it when times got a bit tough. And it's kind of it was kind of sad, because I should have just kept it, honestly. Jeff, $5. My wife saw a Cellini at the AD and now she wants one. How can I make her wake up? Can I get a patrimony for less, but she doesn't like... I can get a patrimony for less, but she doesn't like it. Fike meat. Okay, well, for starters, the Cellini, okay, if you're going to get a lady a watch, you have to get an Oyster. You want to get the waterproof ones. The Cellini, that's their dress line, which I believe they're pulling out of America. I've heard. Cellini, they've got the moon phase, which is quite nice. I remember in the 2000s they released the Cellini Prince, and they've kind of, I liked them, but they kind of fumbled on the secondary market. They're kind of dog shit. Is Cellini that bad? No, it's not that bad. It's just that it's just not really wanted. The 70s, they had Cellini. They had the Midas. I believe that was part of the Cellini line, the Rolex Midas. Did you know Elvis Presley had a Midas? And also, they were more expensive than a Rolex Day-Date. That's right. And they were kind of... I'm just going to bring up a picture of this, because I think it is a really cool watch there. The Timepiece Fund, $2. Rolex is to watches. Tiffany and De Beers for diamonds. I would tend to say... I reckon the top brands is... Rolex is kind of like... Patek is your Rolls Royce. Rolex is like your Mercedes Benz. Okay? Tiffany and De Beers, I'd say Cartier. I reckon Cartier is the best. I like Tiffany. I do. Tiffany makes some amazing stuff. The problem with Tiffany, reason why it's a bit cheaper, they do a bit of silver. Now, this is the Midas. Now, look at this. Look at this 70s. What's he, a standover man? That's Christopher Lee. That's the Cellini. This is the Rolex King Midas. Look at this. Look, that's it. It was part of the Cellini line. Elvis Presley had one. I love Elvis. Elvis is really one of my... Elvis was such a cool guy. Elvis had Mercedes-Benz 600. He also had a 300 SEL 6.3. Elvis, he had a Pagoda. Elvis was so cool. And it's kind of I was really he went far too quickly there. The Midas, that's the cushion there. Look at that. The Midas. 1972 vintage. Look at this, the Midas, King Midas. It's King Midas, the gold, the diamonds, gold. I kind of think here we go, this is Elvis Presley one to Elvis Presley. Look at this, the Midas. Speaking of the king, speaking of the legend, we have got our JJ back. Hello, JJ. How are you today?
Good. How's it going, Arch? How is it going?
Hey, man, it is good. It's great to see you here. We're going to announce what you've bought or not just yet?
Well, he hasn't made it official yet.
Okay. Let's just hold back, because you know how nasty and snappy the viewers are there. But basically, guys, he is buying something from David SW. I'm not going to say what, so just go out there and buy out the stock, and that way there it'll stiff JJ. How you been, man?
I am doing well, thank you. I'm just
I want to ask you something, JJ.
Sure thing, go ahead.
I'm really interested in the stories. Like, for me, yeah, I like expensive shit. Yeah. But it's really the story. I've got my watch box here, because that's got such a cool story. As a kid, did you remember any watches as a kid? Did somebody have a watch you think, I like that?
Arch, by the way, I sent you a little something PayPal. I didn't want to send it in super chats because they're super greedy with their 30%.
Yeah, I do understand that. Super nasty.
No one in my family was really into watches. Actually, the watch I'm wearing today, I'm wearing the GMT. This actually has a pretty good story.
Is that the Batgirl or the Bruce Wayne?
Whatever you whatever you prefer.
What do you prefer to call it? See,
I don't
I don't
care.
see anything wrong with being called Batgirl. Do you?
I think that's people with tiny egos are offended when you call it a girl. But I don't really care what you call it. To be honest, I think it's a cool watch.
Yeah. All I know is it's unobtainable.
Right. I think that one's got a cool story behind it. I got this watch pretty much for my birthday. Not exactly on the date, but for my birthday from my AD. And I got it when I was really sick with COVID. I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and when I got
Put
out,
your mask on. I don't want to catch it for the airwaves.
well, this
here.
was when I got
Please.
this. This is when I
Okay.
got this one. So
And I'm teasing you.
right, but my AD had just happened to message me. He's just like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was pretty sick when I got home. I was still on oxygen for about a month, and
Shit.
yeah, because I have asthma, so I got pretty bad in my lungs. I had double pneumonia and everything. And make a long story short, we were just talking, and I told him what had happened, and I was pretty much just home, and my birthday was coming up, and it was a pretty shitty time. So about a week later, he texts me. He goes, "Well, I hope it'll make you feel a little better. Happy birthday. I got this for you." So that was a pretty
Beautiful.
cool story.
Just very quickly, Wings and Watches, $10 Canadian. Arch, your thoughts on a vintage Rolex and Tiffany & Co. branded dial Datejust? I passed on one and frankly kicking myself hard. Just was so unsure. JJ's a legend. Let me tell you this. I got to tell you, I have seen so many fake Tiffany branded stuff. I'd tend to say, unless you got a Tiffany receipt, how can you prove this? Okay, especially in these vintage ones, because people have lost the papers, they lost the box. I really want provenance, because I can tell you now there is a lot of Tiffany stuff which may not actually be Tiffany.
It's Tiffany, Arch. Is it Tiffany? The fake Tiffany?
Exactly. But I got to be honest with you. I wouldn't be. Look, if ever in doubt, don't do it. Okay? If ever you're in doubt, you're not sure, just pull back. There's always going to be another watch. There's always something else to buy. I hesitated on a vintage sub 1680. I remember because I'd seen the I didn't realize that folded crap was actually correct. I looked at it and thought, this is garbage. This is a fake. But it was a 1680. Man, you never, it's one of these things. If you're not sure, it's okay. There's plenty of watches to get there. I wouldn't be too upset. Just calm it down. I'm not a big fan of the Tiffany branded stuff. Like, I kind of think,
Well, how do you feel about the fact that they say they might be discontinuing it? Do you think that's a possibility? They say
what's
they
that,
might
discontinuing?
they might break up that relationship between Tiffany and Rolex because Tiffany got acquired by what was it?
LVMH.
Right.
Look, I got to be totally honest with you. It doesn't really matter to me. Tiffany's doesn't really mean that much to me. You Americans go crazy for Tiffany. All I know, they cheapened the brand a lot. They brought out a lot of silver sort of stuff. They used to be, let me tell you this, they used to be a real upper middle, they were a very rich person's jeweler. Then they brought out silver to get mass market appeal. I mean, Tiffany was special when it was only in New York. When you've got even Brisbane, we got a Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And they glamorized that movie, Breakfast at Tiffany's. You know what the story's about, don't you?
I don't really remember that movie, to be honest.
She's a prostitute.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Audrey Hepburn plays a prostitute. Okay, let's just clarify the facts.
Right.
She's a prostitute for wealthy men. Okay, you work that one out, okay?
Right. Sort of like a Pretty Woman kind of movie? Or?
It's Pretty Woman in the 60s. It was pretty out there. Remember that had, what's his name? Mickey Rooney played the Japanese guy. Mickey Rooney said that's the worst part he's ever had in his life, the biggest regret.
Really? I have to watch that because I don't even remember it.
Yeah, that's okay. Doc BBC, $2. Welcome back. JJSW.
Yeah, speaking of JJSW, we did a little merging today, me and David. Finally, we've talked through emails a bunch of times, but it never worked out until the pontiff had to do a peace treaty. He had to do a little negotiating, middleman action.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I just said, hey, can you do something for my friend? He does a bit, da 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 da.
Right.
And I'm always happy if punters are buying things from David SW. If you want my help, I'm always happy to step in a bit. I don't. David SW is a great guy. He's a really cool guy. He has good stock, nice, honest, good pieces. He's a great guy. Larry Kippings. By the way, did you hear Timepiece Gentleman might have COVID? Anthony might have COVID.
No, I have not.
I don't
heard
know
that.
if it was a joke or not. It was on his Facebook.
I just got home when I came on.
no,
That's why I
no,
messaged
okay.
you from the road.
Larry Kippings, £1.80. Sorry to hear that, JJ. Any issues with long COVID? Yeah, it was a bitch. It nearly killed him.
Right. Well, I still have. I have a scarring in my lungs because of it. I had double pneumonia, so still not breathing the same. But it is what it is. I'm lucky to be here. A lot of people didn't get as far. They weren't as lucky as I was. So.
Jamie J, that's my friend. We were talking. We did his. He's got the Khaleesi. Did you see that Khaleesi dial Patek he had?
I saw some of it. Yep, I did.
That was an amazing watch, JJ.
Jamie was an interesting fella, I'll tell you.
Good day, chaps. Have pocket watches ever given you a moment to ponder whether you should acquire one? Thanks. I gotta tell you, my friend Ronnie from Vintage Watch Co., he was actually a big pocket watch guy. I never really got into them. I gotta be honest with you. Years ago, Rolex pocket watches were actually quite cheap. Pocket watch collectors kind of look down on Rolex pocket watches. Mm-hmm. And I kind of... look, I would love a Patek. I'd love a Patek pocket watch. I think that'd be nice to have one.
Right.
But...
Archie,
you know what?
You
can't have everything, okay?
You know our good friend of the show, Cars and Chrono, that you did a review.
Yes.
He has incredible collection. He actually had he has a wonderful piece. What a great idea to repurpose pocket watches. He has a Vacheron pocket watch as a desk clock. They fashioned it.
I'm not really that keen on that repurposing stuff. I kind of.
It was all made by Vacheron, though.
Okay.
It's really cool. If you see it, it's really cool.
Yeah, the Ukrainians do that too. They actually repurpose. They get old watches that were never Vacheron and they make him into Vacheron with a bit of engraving work.
No, his is all documented from Vacheron. They just basically put the watch on a stand. That's all. They don't.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That'd be pretty expensive actually.
Probably.
But pocket watches, look, I'll be honest with you. I'd like one, but I don't really want to pay for one. Does that make sense? Is that wrong?
Right.
Is that greedy?
No.
What is that? I'd love a Patek. Well, Patek still does a pocket watch. I'd love one.
It's just not a priority for you. That's all.
Actually, I did a review a couple weeks ago with a guy for his wedding gift. His wife gave him a Patek pocket watch with Breguet numerals. It was, she would have paid a fortune for it. Okay, it wouldn't have been a bargain, but. It actually was gorgeous. Like, who knows? Who knows? I think for you, Jamie, if I were you, I would get a few steel Rolexes. He's got the Khaleesi. I would tend to say have the Khaleesi. I'd get some sort of sub, some sort of Explorer. But I don't know.
I wouldn't put too
you,
much money into something like that because you're not gonna. Unless you're really gonna use it. But I don't really wear vests with chains. So
here we go. RPM $7 for the Crown Shoe Purse Fund. Thank you so much, there, guys. I do appreciate that. I'm trying to get my Instagram channel my Instagram account kicking on. It's ArchieLuxury88. I don't know if you've had a look there, JJ.
Yeah, I follow you on that.
People have said that it was really, they're a little bit, I got so many answers when I posted love letters there.
I saw it, but I didn't read the comments. I saw the love letter.
They were scathing. They really got stuck into me. It's sort of, my view is if you're giving an expensive gift, that's the time you got to put the strings. You know what I mean, or not? When do you ask for something? Do you ask for something, honey? I want this. When you haven't given her a gift, you've got to sneak it in. It's like a you know that the horse, the wooden horse in Troy. You got to sneak it in. You know what I mean? Bright Blue comment $5. Arch, I know you're not a Panerai guy, but will you please call up the Pam 1537 on the screen and tell me if it's not a stunny? Love the channel. He loves the channel. Let me call this up. So it's a 1537. Let's get this baby up. 1537. And I got to tell you, I don't know this reference. Let me just call it up.
It's a GMT.
You know, I hate GMTs and PAMs. I really hate them because I don't like the way they do the 24-hour. You know, it's kind of... I think for Pam, you just stick to the basics. Why kind of... Look, I don't think it's ugly. I think it's actually... I like the blue hands there. Look, seriously, Pam is a dive watch company. Why are you trying to... It's like these Pam chronographs. You think that's completely not what they do. You understand? It's like buying a Ferrari SUV.
I saw that the other day, a Lamborghini SUV, and I was thinking of, you ever see the show, is it called Black Monday or Black Friday? It's on it's on the premium channels, and the guy, it's about the guy, he's a black stockbroker in the 80s, it's a comedy, and he has, I don't know I think it was him, he has a Ferrari limousine. So they say, oh, great. So you have none of the comfort of the limousine and none of the speed of the Ferrari. It's like, well, you know, why do
Yes, why would you? 100%. RD, £5. Hi, Arch and JJ. Thoughts on jump hour watches? Lange Zeitwerk. There are a few Gentras, Blancpain, the Villeret Jump Hour Tourbillon, IWC, Paul Weber, Tribute Paul Weber. Patek has some retro, like they have that's where they... So jump hour basically means it goes through, then it jumps to the start. You know that's why it's called a jump. Right. It's kind of a retrograde function.
That's what everybody waits for on the Zeitwerk, right?
I don't really like it. I don't really like it. You know that? I really don't like it.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you? Pure class.
I'm good. Pure class. JJ, my man, how's it going? Long time.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Not too bad.
ABC Jump Hour. What do you think of Jump Hour? To me, I never really liked it.
Anything horological is actually pretty cool. So I don't hate them. Just like there's a guy who had a Patek 5235, the regulator dial. So cool. I'm in love.
Who's this guy?
Hey,
what's up, guys? Long time no see.
Hey, Timepiece Fund, $2. David SW himself arranged Grand Seiko SBGC 231 for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this is the problem with Grand Seiko SBGC 4562 SBGD. What the fuck? Just give me, man. It's a Pepsi. It's a
Just
black.
What I need to know.
Man, I don't what the heck? This is what the problem with Grand Seiko is. They go into this. Just read me that number, would you? Grand Seiko SB. What is it?
GC.
SBC.
No, GC. No.
GC
231.
23. Man, what the hell? I don't understand this shite. You know what I mean? SBGC 231. It's not even. Is that it?
Yeah,
is this what it is?
Yeah.
Ooh. I know the SBG A231.
See, I don't know why they don't give it a name. They don't call it the turd. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't recommend that, Arch.
You know what? But at least it would stick. You know, because SBGC 231. You know, I don't like the SBGC. I like the SBGF 292. Man, what the fucking hell is man? I got to be honest with you. It's kind of a bit lost. What is it? It looks like a Ulysses Nardin and a Seiko, and I don't.
It's got a GMT bezel. It's got a chronograph function. It got overall appearance of a diver.
Date.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I got to be honest with. And are they expensive? Are these things expensive? You betcha they are. Nothing's cheap.
No, this is not cheap. This is so complicated.
14,000,
Piston
10,000
pushers as
US
well.
on
Piston
eBay. 10,000 US on eBay.
Wow.
I don't like it. I no, sorry. I not a big fan. Watch Wizard. That's our good friend for the Pontiff's Microphone
Stefano.
Fund.
Who's that? Stefano.
Yeah,
Stefano, the wizard.
He's cool.
The wizard.
He's
he's too polite to say it, but we got to start getting his name right, guys. It's Stefano, not Stefano.
Stefano. I'm gonna drop the link. Oh, actually, I cannot. I don't have a branch.
Hey, Arch, did that PayPal go through, by the way? You don't have to just say yes or no.
Oh, sorry.
No, all good. I just want to make sure because I haven't heard any of my emails replied from David
No,
or you
no,
or anyone.
I
so
understand, man.
I just want to make sure my stuff is working.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate that.
Just a yes or a no is good. You don't have to say any.
No, I'm just having a look now. I'm just let me have a look. I really do appreciate it. I'm always happy to help out, guys. If you really want to buy something expensive from David SW, want a little bit extra, hey, man, that did come through. Thank you so much, man. I love you. You're a great guy.
All right. Thank you.
I got to tell you, man, seriously, it's, I really hope the watch works out well for you because...
Yeah, I'm
I don't
curious to
blame
get your
you.
thoughts on it. I don't know if it's... I feel like it's not one you really like too much. I don't know.
Why is...
I don't know. Because I think you like the blue one better. I don't want to give too much away, but you know what I mean.
But I got to be honest with you. To be honest with you, they don't do that one in the newer guys. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
And I kind of, I saw a champagne one the other day. They looked actually nice. You think, oh, champagne, but it actually isn't. When you see it in the flesh, you think, oh, okay.
Right. Well, the champagne is nice, but the whole thing is I wanted I like the numbers. I like the numbers on them, and they only come in two variations: the one you had and that one.
Mr. Valjoux, $5. I selected a PAM 960 over a green sub carbon fiber 42 mil. I would do it again all day long and over again. Love the channel, Arch. My God, what the hell's wrong with this dude? What the hell? Can you believe that he got a PAM 960?
code.
The car is a PVD.
What do
or
you
carbon?
think?
Well, one of them.
960. You know the 960? This is the...
Oh my god.
I love the blue. It's a Carbotech. They're actually quite
it's
expensive. The
Carbotech.
Carbotech
Damn.
line is actually quite dear.
It's
I
nice.
hope the movement inside is good.
Look, I don't know.
Panerai were at their peak when they had ETAs anyway.
Yeah,
Isn't
I think Panerai stuffed it up. See, they were the first kind of watches, first modern genre that people really collected in like multiples. Rolex wasn't cool to do that. I was shunned by the community. You know this? I'm going to tell you this now. The community shunned me. Collectors would actually laugh at me and say, "Why do you need all those Rolexes for?" In the late 90s, they would say, "You know what? I had one guy pulled me aside. He said, Arch." He said, Paul. He said, "What do you got all these Rolexes for? Sure, have one, maybe two, but you need to get an IWC. You need to get a PAM. You need to get a Jaeger-LeCoultre." He said, "You don't just have Rolexes. That's just so," he said to me, "it's so entry level." He said, "That's what people buy when they just come into the hobby. They buy Rolexes because they don't," this is what he said, "they buy Rolex because they don't know any better."
Oh, Stefano wants the link if you could drop it for the
Ooh,
watch
Stefano.
wizard.
Wow, get the wizard on here. That's what he
But
said
do you think
to me.
that's because there was no? I mean, the reason people could buy 10 Rolex now if they get access, is because they don't get hurt. You know what I mean? If you're going to lose money on them, right?
Well,
you'd
the
be a
thing
little
is,
more
these-
particular.
These other things were going for big money as well then. They were not cheap. Here we go. We got Duco
Stefano.
Ted $10. Pontiff, you don't like the new SBGC data. Thank you. Thank
It's like
you.
Omega numbers. Omega serial numbers are pretty vicious
They're
as well.
ridiculous. Barb's Blee, $5. Arch, nice to see the old crew back in action. Fab 3 for life. Fab
Our
3
man
for
B.
life.
Bardsley. You know, he did a reaction video to the whole. You know, quite a few people are doing reaction videos. I guess they figured it worked for like the TPG stuff. They're doing it.
Yes.
Bardsley's cool though. He's been on a bunch of times. But I'm just saying, like a bunch of people I've seen are doing reaction videos to you and us. It's pretty wild.
Here we go. Good question from Jamie. Jamie J, €5. What's the Rolls Royce of watches for a child? A 7-year-old daughter's first watch. Are we talking Swatch? You know something? I got to tell you this honestly. I think if you give really expensive things to children, they don't appreciate it. They gotta want it themselves. See, my dad never really helped me in the watches, you know.
Right.
And that's, you know, I had to do it myself. If you want watches, son, go and get a job.
I think
It's not for me to.
You'd be doing your daughter a service, right, by saving it, I guess, for her until she gets older, maybe.
Yeah, what would I get a 7-year? You know what? I tell you honestly, what would I seriously get a young girl like that there? I tell you what I would do.
Hello Kitty. End of.
Right.
I'm just
They're gonna throw it
thinking-
across the room, like no matter if it's $1 or $1,000.
I remember there was this American guy who said to your kids, 75% of the time say no.
Yes. I got to
This
tell
out.
you,
I
Puts
have
them in
it
good
right here.
stead.
The Rolls
look, what would I
Royce.
get? Okay, for us. Ooh, what's
That
that?
is Hello Kitty.
Hello
Hello
Kitty.
Kitty.
There you go.
Come on, focus. There we go.
I would say, what's a good watch? What's a good watch? You know what I
Swatch.
reckon is a good watch?
Look at that.
See, the problem is you got to it's nice to teach your kids to have a little bit of respect for them, right?
Hey, if Jamie wants this, email me. I'll send it to you.
I would say what's the best watch for a kid to get this? See, I don't really, you know, I see so many people. I think you can spoil them in the hobby by, you know, giving them too much. You know, what's a good
What does
watch?
Stefano think?
I'm just trying
Stefano,
to.
sorry, Stefano.
Stefano.
Mighty Pontiff, good evening, sir.
Hey, Mighty Stefano, how are you, my friend?
And my buddy JJ and Tim, hello, ABC and the other gentlemen. For a 7-year-old, if she's learning to tell time, Flick Flack. It's a Swiss watch made by Seiko and by the Swatch Group. Or if she knows how to tell time, an inexpensive Timex Snoopy or, you know, Lucy or Charlie Brown. They have the series, the Peanut series. Because Swatch isn't as cheap as it used to be.
Yes, actually, I'll just bring this.
That's a Swatch,
This-
isn't it? The Flick.
Yeah, the Flick Flack is made by Swatch. It teaches kids how to tell time,
Yeah,
and that's
so I'll
very
tell you what,
inexpensive.
I gotta say to you, man, Stefano, I was just thinking, what's a good recommendation? They're actually pretty damn cool. Look at this here. They're not ridiculously
Wow.
expensive.
No,
That's
not
beautiful.
not at
right?
all.
Not ridiculously expensive. And they can be quite flick flack, $60. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They're kind of nice. That's a nice little
For a little young lady, yeah, a little pinky or purple or
Yeah.
red, depends the color she's in.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, you know, just to get them into the hobby. And then what you do is you buy them as Chopard Happy Diamonds. There we go.
That's for college or university graduation,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if they're good.
if they're good.
You know, if they're good. That's what I reckon. It's probably a Chopard. I'd actually, you know, for a little girl, I reckon give her a flick flack. And then if she really likes watches later on, like when she's, when you want to have control over her, you say to her, well, you want the nice toys, you got to do what we want.
Right.
You know, you can't go out with your friends. And,
Well, you get her to middle school with a Swatch, which is about 80 to 100. At high school, you get her the most inexpensive iWatch, so you can track her where she goes.
Jeez, this is.
Yeah, I think you make a very good point on that, Archie. I remember my grandfather got me my first watch. It was Seiko on a NATO strap. The first thing that happened to it was like a year later, it broke, and then I don't even know where he got me another one. I don't even know where it's at right now.
Yeah, it's funny
I
that
was like
my
13.
grandfather gave me a I remember it was a Swiss watch because he said it's a Swiss watch. It's a Swiss. I can't even. It was just a like a 33 mil sort of on a strap. It was just a piece of shit, really. But I remember I thought it was precious. I've tried to find it. My grandfather, he also, as a kid, he gave me an axe.
Ooh.
Right? And I didn't realize this until years later. He actually stole it because he was a German, he was like slave labor. He stole it out of the truck.
Huh.
Jeez.
Right? It was an axe, and he gave it to me. And he said to my grandmother, for wherever I go and I have the axe, I can build a house. And because it was this really cheap German steel in the war, where they had shortage of stuff, the metal was really weak and it actually broke because it's actually welded back up. He got it welded back up. And he said, I remember he was swearing. The story goes he was swearing, these Viking Germans, because the steel was shit grade. You know what I mean? And that's the story of the axe. So he actually gave it to me, but he had stolen it out of a German utility truck. How's that for a story?
It has history.
Yeah. Solace Art, $3. Are those Birkin bags really 40,000 plus? No. Birkins, look, people get the wrong idea. You can buy a new Birkin. It depends on the type of leather. It's like a Rolex. Do you want diamonds? Do you want gold? So the cheapest Birkin, brand new, they start about 15 US. Okay, what's that? 20,000 Aussie. Okay, that's where they start. Okay, it depends on the skin and the color and things like this. You can buy nice pre-owned Birkins. It's like the Rolex market. These things are... There are certain sizes that are more desirable than others. At the moment, they've gone for mini sizes. So mini sizes, the 25, the 30. The 35 was the traditional size, and that's considered quite big now. But that was the original size, is the 35. When I say 35, that's centimeters. That's the length of it. So, if you're prepared to get the non-trendy size, you can get some bang per buck. I think to get a nice Birkin, nice condition, you're probably looking at 10 US as a starting point. Okay, 10,000 US.
For a Birkin.
What do you like, the Birkin or the Kelly?
Look, they're both cool. But I mean, the thing is, man, I actually find the garden party far better. The Birkin is a real bitch because it's got this stupid flap and it's actually bloody heavy. And the Kelly, it's got a shoulder strap, but it's got this really awkward opening system. It's... Ugh! I reckon the garden party is winner chicken dinner. Because it just open. It's like a tote bag. You just put shit in and off you go. The Birkin it's... Ugh! The Kelly is also... Ugh! But these are design icons. You buy them not to use, it's to possess them and hoard them, see? I'd actually love to get my wife a Kelly, and I reckon I'd be paying about 15, somewhere between 10 and 15,000, depending on, this is Aussie dollars, depending on condition, colors, sizing, age of it. That's what you got to pay. Solace Art, $3. Okay, we did that one there. We got Mr. Valjoux, $5. Stefano, 100% agree. I wear my Timex Peanuts Snoopy watch every Thanksgiving holiday here in the US. There we go.
Good one.
And Jonathan T, $2. Salmon Dial Mosa on David SW. Thoughts, gents? You got to buy Mosa pre-owned. I got to tell you that, man. You do not want to buy that shit. Brand spanking new, because the problem is Mosa is it's a good brand, but you don't want to be buying this shit. There's certain watches you don't want to buy new. And I would say Breitling is that. What do you reckon, Stefano?
Yes, you're right about that, sir.
I mean, Breitling, it's kind of toxic sludge. You know. Also, I would say certain Omegas. Let me find this here. Mosa. Where is it?
Panerai.
Just type in Moser in the search; it'll come right up. It's actually really nice and a really good price.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Da 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 da. Ooh.
First on that.
Ooh. Actually, that's $11,000.
That's a pretty good price
It's
for that.
gorgeous. It is actually. Look at the box. Beautiful box there. I think it's. Ooh, look at that. The workmanship. Look, this sort of thing. You got to buy it pre-owned, man. You'd be insane to buy this shit. I reckon this is probably as nice as a Jean. What do you reckon, Stefano?
Moser's nice, but like you said, used first.
You reckon this is as nice as a Jean? It's a different genre.
It's a different genre and it depends on the model, but I personally like FP Journe better. I don't like this particular Moser, but I love the salmon dial.
AD never calling Tim Wright $5. Arch, your grandfather stole the German axe. Now it's time to give the axe to the crew. If we don't see some super chats. Nice one, Arch. Great vid. Thank you.
Spicy.
I got to tell you, years ago, let me tell you, do you want to hear a horror story?
Sure.
Do you want to hear a horror story
Sure.
or not?
Go on.
Years ago, look, everyone thinks I'm the pontiff and I get things right all the time. You know, I fucked up things many times. You know this, don't you?
You're human.
Many of us have.
I remember, okay, me and a guy who's a super collector now. Like, this guy is such a super collector, he actually sold the bracelet. You know, the bow Rolex?
Ooh.
The bow Rolex was it was a triple date which had diamonds. It's the only one. My friend sold the bracelet to a guy who owns the bow Rolex. The bastard never sent me a picture or let me film it or something, but that's another story. That's why we're not friends anymore. But him and me went into an auction this would have been the late 90s when I was kind of just starting to buy and sell a bit, right? And we looked at this Patek officer's watch. And it had some fault with it, right? But the reason it had a fault was it was actually a lady's pocket watch that had been converted into a wristwatch.
Oh.
And the auction house wasn't quite disclosing this fact, right? And my good friend, Ronnie actually said to me, he said to my mate, Andy, you know what it is, don't you? We said, no, we were going to buy it. It's actually da-da-da-da. Man, I've faked things up. The best dealers, let me tell you this, the best dealers you know. I got another dealer who I can't name, but him and me were going to buy a Cartier. It was a Pasha. You know the Pasha?
Cartier
That's the
Pasha.
chronograph, right?
Is that the one with the cross in like over the over the
Yeah,
sapphire?
yeah, that's right.
The tic-tac-toe board.
And it was a solid gold one. He said, come on, let's buy it together. Because we used to put money together and buy it. And I didn't have the money. I said, look, I don't have the money. I'm sorry. I can't go in. He bought it. A friend of his who's a Cartier expert said, you know, this screws, they don't look quite right. And you know what it was? Completely, it was real gold, completely manufactured because it used an ETA movement, which was correct for the Cartier. The screws were the gift. I mean, man, I tell you this now, I fiked up many things. Fiked them up badly. I remember, I'll tell you another horror story. I turned down a 1680. I'd never seen one before, right? This was in the late 90s. This is before YouTube and all this internet, interweb and all this shit. I looked at a vintage sub. I turned it down because I couldn't believe that bracelet. I thought it was fake because it had the folded. I'd never seen the folded oyster bracelet. I mean, I was just green. I was green. Do you understand? I thought, oh, I don't like this. And it was correct.
Folded links. I remember those.
And then, I'll tell you another horror story. I bought this really shitty, really shitty 1601 Datejust. Had a bad redial. It was converted from a steel, because 1601, because it didn't have the other digit, you couldn't tell what the fuck it was. It was, because 1601 could be steel, it could be two-tone, or it could be solid gold, right? That's later on they put the extra digit, which told you what the metal was. It was a converted one because the guy who sold it to the other dickhead converted it. He told me what it was. And it had the gold links. They had been pushed in with a screwdriver to try and tighten these fucking things up. You know what I mean? Like they were pushed in. It was shit. It was shit. I paid $1,800 for it. It was shit. Absolute shit. You know what I mean, Stefano?
It happens, right? Even the Pontiff started somewhere.
Man, I know dealers who've made mistakes all over the shop, and I got to tell you, I even know a good dealer because I've seen this before. He actually bought an Explorer 2, which turned out to be completely aftermarket case and dial. They'd got an original movement, converted it into a Steve McQueen, but it was complete. It looked so good. It looked so damn good. When you looked at it, you think, oh, yeah, that's right, because you can't really remember every minute detail.
What about the engraving of the model number and the serial number on the case? Between the links?
I know somebody who used to bloody write the numbers for more modern stuff. They used to fill holes case Datejust to make them no holes case. And they'd change the serial number to an X, because an X serial number is when they started doing that. When they started the no holes case.
Damn, that's vicious.
They will do anything for an extra buck. They will do absolutely anything. Now let's catch up with these super chats. The next super chat I got to do is my good friend Pine Baron, $5. Arch, what do you think about the statement, not wanting something is the same thing as having it? Not wanting something is the same thing as not... No, I want things and I get joy out of owning them. I tend to pick fault with things once I own them. Once I own it, I think, I always look at the negative to it. J.D. Gilling, $10. Hi, Arch and crew. What are your thoughts on the Breguet 7147BB 44 and the 717BB 38? Which one do you guys prefer out of the two? We'll come back to that in a minute. Jonathan T, $5. 85,000 perpetual calendar AP on Houdinki with 40-hour power reserve and 20-meter water resistance only. Did they forget to put a crystal on it? No, I think that's because it doesn't have the screw-in crown. It's just a push crown, which is, to be completely honest with you, most Pateks are kind of like that. They don't have the screw-down crown. That's kind of how they did things in the day. That's kind of what they do. 1 inch punch, 2 pounds. Nico stole your shtick. Marco still goes. No, Marco is at a funeral today.
Yep.
So he's
Marco was on last night, and he's at a funeral today.
Look, these guys now, they come on sometimes. They don't have to come on every time. You know, they got their own stuff that they do there. You know, they're independent guys. Sometimes, you know, it's kind of how it goes there. Let's have a look at these Breguets here. Let's get these puppies up on the screen there. Let's get this puppy up on the screen. So this is a Breguet. Just read me the number, first one.
7147
7147
BB-29. I don't think you need to put it all that.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just whack this one up here.
I find that a little too plain Jane for me, for a Breguet. It's got the flat white dial.
It's an
Is
amulet.
that the Marine?
Yeah.
Look, I think it's beautiful. $24,000.
Is it that beautiful?
15, 16.
It's more
It's
beautiful
nice.
in person.
It's nice. I think it's very vintagey, very like it's like a 1920s. When we're talking classic cars, this is like a Bentley blower. It's a 1920s sort of thing compared to a 5177. Let's have a look at the
I prefer that one.
The
It has a nice
5177.
dial. Blue hands, the other one.
Ooh.
Center
The
set.
middle
You know
one.
what? I got to be totally honest with you. These both look a bit
Plain
kind
Jane.
of vintagey.
Could I make another suggestion, Arch? for these
Sure, please
Breguet?
do. Please
Seven-
do. Please.
7787. I think is much nicer.
7787. Let's have a
About
look.
the same price too.
See, that's getting beautiful. You know what I mean? Look at the look at the back on it as well. It's got the display back, the moon phase.
Power
Look, that's
reserve, moon phase.
and look, coin edging.
motorboat.
Well, a lot of Breguets have coin edging.
Yeah, cold rolled coin edging, all that stuff. It's got the
But
bosom moon phase. The,
Isn't
traditional.
that kind of? Isn't that's beautiful? That's a beautiful watch. What's the size on this one? I
Looks
think,
quite big.
yeah, I think it's
38, 39.
yeah, I think so. I think you're right there. It's kind of it's very Breguet is very vintagey. You know what I mean? You want that classic sort of look. That
It's
model
39.
that JJ likes is 30,000 euros, by the way, new. You'd want to buy that
You could get this on
pre-owned.
the second hand for half that price though.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I got to tell you honestly, I think it's what's that other one? You know, I like that skeletonized one. What the hell is that? You know, the
Oh,
skeleton.
the 7037, I think, or 7050.
70
Was it
37. I kind of like that.
Is that it? That one?
Yeah, look.
And then make a 7057 is a little bit bigger. That's 38. The 7057 is 40.
I must admit that is kind of cool, don't you think?
Yeah, those are really nice too. I like.
Yeah, look. I must admit, to me,
Totally different
Stefano,
style.
would you go Patek or Breguet if you're going to buy this sort of dress?
Patek, 100%.
That's what I'm thinking as well. You know, Patek is kind of like 1960s chic. This is
Yep.
1920s chic.
Yep.
And I got to tell you,
To me, this looks too much like steampunk.
You know who has this watch? Arch?
steampunk.
You know who has this watch, Arch? The 7037 though.
Who's
the
that?
smaller one? Your buddy Christian from Theo and Harris, aka
Does
Theo.
he?
He
Yes.
owns one. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it for sale or is it just in his shop?
He wears it in his videos. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's has it for sale as well. I think that's his for himself.
Me and Nico are good terms there. It's all cool.
Yeah,
Don't
we did
worry
this one
about
already.
that. We guys are cool. Alex Watch Holic $5. Which one is the better automatic chrono under 6? The IWC Pilot Chrono 41 versus the Tudor Black Bay Chrono?
IWC is more legible.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Tudor chronos. I like the one that I like, which nobody bloody likes, is the Monte Carlo.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
You know, because that's a reissue of the 1970s one. You know,
Yep.
2 register. It's they're actually quite valuable. Those vintage ones are quite valuable.
Those are 45-minute timers, right?
Yeah, they. I'm not. Oh.
I don't think they're 60.
Does it
Or
matter, but
30.
most people, you're timing
just
for
thought it was
5 minutes.
interesting.
You know what I mean? How long are you
True.
going to really time for? If you're going to time for longer, you'd use a sub. The sub would be better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're only really using a chrono for kind of under 5 minute timing. It's like the Breguet. Remember the Breguet? They were 6 minutes. You know, the intervals were different because of that's what Type 20. They had a certain spec they had to be, which was a half hour sort of timer. They were
Think so,
different.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a problem. Anthony Napolitano, $2. JJ, are you going to start working again?
We're here to answer watch questions, not personal
Yes.
business. I don't know why people want to know so much personal business from me.
The Timepiece Fund $2. Thoughts on the IW 503504 and what the fuck is this shit?
These are
Jesus
new
Christ.
ones, aren't these? Must be new ones.
Jesus, for $2? It's an IWC and a VC. Get a Patek. That's my advice. Why were
Get
you
a
mucking around?
5196 small seconds. What do you think of that, Pontiff? The 5196 small seconds in platinum. I love that Patek.
Yeah, well, I've got the yellow gold one,
Yes, you do.
and I think it's just a gorgeous
Understated,
piece.
simplistic, yet eclectic.
People criticize it because they say the movement's too small for the case,
It's
but I
okay.
think that's part
People
of the
don't
charm.
have it. Those that have it, they know what it is.
I got to be honest with you. I really do like the 6119. You know, the new one that came out with the hobnail bezel.
Oh,
But
Yeah, the rose gold one.
what I like about the 5196 is that 215 movement. They've used that for years. That's like an iconic movement. The 215 movement. It's
been proven.
exactly. You know,
Tried
it's a
and
work.
tested, yep.
Exactly. Next super chat here is the Rolex, Dr. Rolex PhD, $5. With all our modern technology, in my opinion, there's no excuse for 30 meters water resistance anymore. Pop in a gasket and screw that down the damn crown for fike's sake. It's
missed one,
more.
Arch, also.
Sorry, the
Okay.
time. Which one? Which
Above
one did I
that.
miss?
Above that, you missed above Anthony. Pine
Anthony. Oh,
Above
Pine
that.
Baron, $5. JJ, how many watches are you aiming for in your ideal collection, or are you collecting without regard to any specific number in mind? Good question.
I'm collecting without any specific number in mind, but ultimately, I got to stay between 9 and 16.
Okay.
What? 9 and 16?
Right, that's like the highest I'll go.
Okay.
It's a good number.
Guys, I
It's a
gotta
hobby,
tell
man.
you,
It's a hobby.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be
square
so
numbers,
restricting,
aren't
you
they?
know what I mean?
Of course, of course.
16
Guys, I
is
got-
two LV boxes, you know, that's it. That's the limit. Sorry.
exactly. Guys, I gotta tell you, I'm only doing an hour show today because I'm just scared of it losing the pep. I'm doing 3 hours, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. That's 3 days I do 3-hour shows. Today's, I'm going to leave it as a 1, and I'm no longer posting links unless it's a monetized channel or it's JJ. I'm sorry, these are the rules. I'm sorry, this is the rules. If you want me to post the link, it's $50 to post the link. I did offer it as a discounted rate to somebody, but I got shit thrown in my face, and you know, they thought it was ridiculous. So that service is no longer on the cards. If someone wants to buy the link, it's $50. So JJ, are you running a show at all?
No.
No, okay, well, that's how it goes. So I'm not going to promote other shows at the end of this. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the new rules. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Okay, I cannot please everybody all the time. I got to do what's right for me. You know what I'm saying? And I got to tell you, it's a great honor to have you guys on. I really do appreciate everybody who's on there. Don't forget that Tim Wright sponsorship on my refrigerator. He paid big bucks for that. There we go. It's just, there we go.
Guys, if you haven't noticed, there's an open spot next to it if anybody's interested.
Actually, they're all full. Actually, we're completely chock-a-block. I'm selling wall space. I'm going to be selling wall space soon. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
We've got
Get
wall
rid of that
space.
calendar.
Fridge.
Rich. You don't need that calendar there. What do you need that calendar there for?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I could rent that out. Rent that out.
Carpet
Calendar's
space. Carpet
costing you
space.
$100.
Carpet
a
space.
month.
Should
Yes,
put
but-
advertisement on the Louis Vuitton box.
Yeah, we could put anything everywhere, guys. I got to tell you. Guys, I got to tell you, Pine Baron, Arch, you skipped my last
No, we
super
got
chat.
it.
Did we
We-
miss? We got
we got it.
SB $2.71. Arch, you a total gangster with the link posting fee. Yes. So, guys, it's not. I'm just going to say this to you. It's been a great pleasure to have you guys on.
Pleasure's all mine.
I got to tell you, you know, in all honesty, learning the trade in watches. Let me just say this to you, Stefano. It's bloody hard. When I was in watches, I made a lot of mistakes. Okay, believe you me. If I told you this mistakes, you wouldn't be calling me the pontiff. You'd be calling me the
You will
dickhead.
always be the pontiff in my eyes.
You would be calling me the dickhead, okay?
Never.
Because I Believe you me, I fucked up so many things.
So did I. So did everyone.
Man, I fucked up so much stuff. I talk about the wins. I'm like a casino gambler. I talk about the wins. I don't tell you about where I lost my ass. You know what I mean? It's really embarrassing. You know what I mean? But hey,
You'll always be our pontiff.
Thank you so much there. Here we go, Toyota Mo, $5. I'm wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. Arch, I had the over-under of a week of you doing 3-hour shows. I took the under. Laugh out loud. And we've got Van Lux, $2.79. Tim's doing an after show. Join Tim for more fun. There we go. Oh, that's so sneaky.
Wow.
That was so sneaky. And Timepiece Fund, $50. Drop Tim the Iceman link. Who's Iceman link?
Ooh.
I'm the Iceman.
He paid you the 50 bucks to drop the link, pontiff.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
so
I have his previous super chat pulled up on my screen. That was the comparison between the Vacheron and the IWC. If we can give him some more value. There we go.
Ooh.
This is what he was asking for before.
Actually, they're both quite nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I've actually seen that the annual calendar in an AD, and it was really, really spectacular. Gorgeous.
Now, Tim, you need to post that link in the private
don't have
chat,
the
and I'll
right,
post
though.
it now. With money's been paid, give me the link.
And can we post a link to Stefano's channel so that people can go and subscribe? I posted the link for that as well.
Okay, so what's that? Oh, that's his channel.
That's his YouTube channel. Yes.
That's Stefano's YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just posting that now. Hang on, guys. So check out Stefano's channel. By the way, Stefano, we should do a video collab together.
Sure.
It worked really well for Kelly.
No problem.
You can probably record it after this stream.
Now, actually, today's not a good day, but we can do it another day, Stefano.
Anytime you want, pontiff.
Now, where's your link to your show, Tim?
Oh, I think you already dropped it.
Was that the link to the show, or that's Stefano's channel?
Let's see it. Oh, that was link. It's above that. Above that. Go higher. In the private chat.
Yeah, I'm in the private chat.
It's the first link at the very top. You can't see
Oh, that's Watch Wizard. Wizard. That's
Yes,
the Watch
that's
Wizard.
Stefano.
Okay, comments. Okay, so let's have a look here. Okay.
The Wizard.
That one.
The
That's the Watch Wizard. Check out the Watch Wizard. Did we promote your one, Tim? Did I do that? Yes or
you
no?
did that. Thank you
Please
so
tell
much.
me.
Yes.
I want to make sure we've got our obligations have been met. So that's the go, guys. To post the link in future, it'll be $50. I tried to do a discounted rate, but they thought I was ripping them off. So now I'm charging a premium. ArchieLuxury Premium. I think also if I do 3-hour shows for every day of the week, it'll kill. You know, I kind of. We'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. Watch Wizard, $20. Thank you for posting. Thank you so much, Watch Wizard.
And the wings and watches. Can we drop his link as well?
Tim, I think I'm the one who decides what's getting dropped. Okay, we'll do that one later. He get
there you
super
go.
chat. Yeah,
Watch Wizard paid $20 as well.
that's for him. That's for Watch Wizard. He's not doing it for other people. He's doing it for himself. You know, Tim. It's called Free Enterprise. Okay, guys, we're wrapping this baby up. See you tomorrow. There we go, guys. Great show.